Hey guys, it's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. So I wanted to talk about this one for a while. I just rewatched it a moment ago. The Chill Factor, not to be confused with Cuba Gooding Jr.'s Chill Factor, and I think there's even another movie called The Chill Factor. This was originally called, I believe, Demon Possessed, and it is from director Christopher Webster, who was the producer of Hellraiser 1 and 2. So this is a Arrow release, Arrow Video. It's probably about 20 bucks. I got it for cheaper than that with a coupon I had. It is a really bad yet pretty funny B movie. I don't know if it would be up there with Troll 2 or The Room or anything like that, but it's still pretty interesting. Um, the main premise of the movie is that this group of six characters goes out to a ski or snowmobile lodge. They stop to hang out and get lunch and get a drink, and then they get sort of competitive with one another. And two of them want to like race down this hill. One of them gets hurt pretty badly. He like flies off the snowmobile and crashes into a tree, and they end up in a storm. And they go to this abandoned lodge and start a fire and try to kind of wake the guy up and make sure he's okay. They think he has a concussion. His hand is like broken open. You could see bones. His head is just gushing blood. I mean, he does not look like he's in good shape for just a concussion. And all this strange stuff starts happening after the characters play with it's almost like a Ouija board, but it's different. Um, some things aren't fully explained, but you definitely get the sense that once they use this fake Ouija board or whatever it is, it summons some kind of demon who possesses one of the characters in the cabin, and then people start dying and whatnot. I'm kind of giving you the simplistic rundown of the film. There's a lot of very strange interactions in the movie, weird dialogue, um, things that just seem off color that are being said. At the beginning of the film and at the end of the film, there is a woman speaking who's supposed to be a dialogue of the main character. I can't. Jeannie is her name, but she sounds like she's like 70. So she sounds like this older woman giving a monologue, or a dialogue about this nightmare she had and that she knew this was going to happen. It's very strange. And then at the end, she tries to, I guess, tie it up again by explaining what happened at the end of the movie to her. But it just felt unnecessary and odd because the movie's supposed to take place in, I think, 1999, because they say the year 2000 is right around the corner, and that everyone's a little bit crazy and acting out and doing things that are a little bit against their character. But just some of the stuff is just odd. That's the best way for me to put it. The dialogue is odd. The way things are explained are sort of odd. The characters do things that are just off color that don't really make much sense sometimes, but it's pretty funny. So the one character gets possessed and starts killing people around the lodge out of the six people, and they don't really show much of the gore or the violence. Like one of the girls gets killed, and this like blade is going at her. They show it coming at her as she's screaming, and then it just cuts, and you see like blood squirt across the wall. So it's not very graphic in that regard. It reminds me of maybe something you'd see at like 2 or 3 in the morning on HBO, and you'd be like, "Oh, a horror movie," and you'd leave it on and be like, "What the hell?" So it's pretty fun. It's pretty funny, and not many things take place in like abandoned snow lodges or I know Shredder is another one that came out, and I think it was 2000s. That's about like snowboarders or something, and some kind of evil thing happening. Um, Here's the back. Here's what the back says. For a group of young couples, a snowmobiling weekend turns into a waking nightmare when, following a race, one of their number is thrown from their vehicle and knocked unconscious. Seeking refuge in a nearby abandoned summer camp, the group finds itself holed up in a cabin filled with bizarre and ominous religious artifacts. They actually spelled artifacts wrong. As night falls, the discovery of a Ouija board amidst the dusty relics awakens a terrifying evil. Barely released outside of its original VHS outing, for which it had been retitled Demon Possessed, cult enthusiasts Arrow Video have dug up the chill factor from its wintry analog grave so horror fans can rediscover this heady mixture of a snow, slaughter, and Satan. The quality of the visuals are pretty good. The audio is pretty good. As I said, I think some of the dialogue is weird and the narration is strange, but it's a pretty fun, bad movie. I think if you and your friends were to have a couple drinks and throw this on and just kind of mock some of the decisions they made. As for the gentleman Christopher Webster being the producer of Hellraiser 1 and 2, I could see some of his influence in this film, even though it's very different compared to something like Hellraiser. Let me know, guys, what you thought of the chill factor if you've seen it. I wouldn't say it's a must buy or anything, but if you find it at some like used store for a cheap price and you like bad, cheesy horror movies, you can do far worse. Thanks, guys, for watching. It's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. Be good.